Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first of many songs you'll be invited to sing during today's service. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to do so much singing together. Today we're going to do a little piece as the opening sing-along prelude called Sing Through My Voice by the group Beautiful Chorus. And it sounds like this. Sing through my voice, play through my hands, let the way be open. Sing through my voice, play through my hands, let the way be open. Sing through my voice, play through my hands, let the way be open. Sing through my voice, play through my hands, let the way be open. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa. My name is Mary, and I'm delighted to be your worship associate this morning. Whether you are taking part in this worship celebration from your home or wherever else you may be, whenever you may log on, you are welcome here. Today's service will be filled with music and singing. We will see how music and singing support us, both our physical and mental well-being and also our spiritual development. We will see how music can open us to spiritual growth, aka the mystery. And now here is Carmen from our board with announcements for today, and she will be followed by Chuck.
Good morning, everyone. Our in-gathering service is next Sunday, September 8th. Please bring a small amount of water from a place that is meaningful to you. Could be the lake, the river, your swimming pool, your pond, your tap. And we will use this water for a common font that we will create to use and mark our joys and sorrows. Next Sunday as well, we are all invited to join the FirstU barbecue, which will take place outdoors at 11:30 following the service. If you have questions or would like to volunteer, please contact Lisa Sharp at lisasharp@rogers.com. Do you need a leafy friend to talk to? Or perhaps you want to give someone else a beautiful plant. While the barbecue is going on, check the tropical plant sale that will take place at 11:30 a.m. in Worship Hall. All proceeds will go to FirstU Food Cupboard. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good to see you here on a nice Labor Day Sunday. I'm Chuck Shields. I'm the president of the board of our congregation, and the board is pleased to report that this past Wednesday, the City of Ottawa's Planning Committee approved the application for FirstU's affordable housing project, Ottawa, or Little Village. The city's announcement stated the following. The City of Ottawa Planning and Housing Committee today approved official plan and zoning amendments to facilitate one 6-story and one 16-story residential building on Cleary Avenue within the Unitarian campus north of Richmond Road. The 6-story building would have 66 affordable units run in partnership with the Ontario Aboriginal Housing Services. The 16-story building would have a 4-story base and 148 dwellings. Continuing on from not the city, this decision is another critical step in the process started in 2018 to create affordable housing on our campus. In its 3-hour discussion of our project, the Planning and Housing Committee included 19 delegations presenting the pros, cons, and concerns for the project. Having been approved by the Planning and Housing Committee, the application now moves to the full Ottawa City Council next week at its Wednesday, September 4th meeting. If, as is expected, the City Council approves the application, the project will enter the detailed site and construction planning and financing stage. It's anticipated that this process will take up to a year and would culminate in a start to construction around this time in 2025, next year. While unanimously approved by the Planning and Housing Committee, FirstU is committed to working over the next months with our campus partners on addressing their concerns about the health and safety of campus residents, employees, and visitors during and after construction. FirstU and its development partner, Thea Partners, will make particular efforts to determine if a second temporary entrance to the campus can be maintained during construction. Our partnership with the Ontario Aboriginal Housing Services continues to be an important part of our project, and Kathy Connor from OAHS provided a well-received presentation to the Planning Committee. Several city councillors, including our own Bay Ward councillor Teresa Kavanagh, complimented FirstU on the project as an excellent example of how faith communities can use their land assets to address affordable housing and reconciliation. The approval of this project represents a significant step for our congregation. FirstU can be proud of reaching this milestone on its path to meeting our vision and mission. Thank you.
Bring that down about a foot. As health challenges continue, do take care and take advantage of online opportunities at FirstU to stay in touch. If you are new to FirstU and would like to learn more about us, please contact us through our email at welcome@firstunitarianottawa.ca. And if you are right here in Worship Hall with us this morning and would like more information about FirstU, it is available at the welcome table at the back of the pews. And there we have Jane Futcher, willing to welcome you and give you any information you would like. So this morning, each of us is welcome. We have any heritage or faith, of any culture or race, of any gender or orientation, in any body, all that we are. Today, we are all part of this spiritual community. And we acknowledge that our FirstU campus is located on traditional, unsurrendered, and unceded Algonquin and Anishinaabe territory, and that the work of reconciliation is a responsibility of our congregation and of all Canadians. Our goal is to educate ourselves and all those that have the willingness to understand, to be of service to those who are at risk, and to advocate for justice.
By way of opening words today, we are going to do so with a song So the words will be up on the screen, and we ask you to join in when you feel comfortable doing that.
May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive.
Our chalice for this morning is lit. Let us come together to worship and sing together.
Chalice, chalice, burning bright, help remind us with your light of how we'd like to live each day, with love and truth, hoping lead the way.
And now Lisa Sharp and Mariella Kablusek are going to share with us how the house band came about.
Good morning, everyone. So this morning, Mariella and I have been asked to share how, I'm Lisa Sharp, and this is Mariella Kablusek. We've been asked to share how the house band came into existence. Both Mariella and I have deep roots in music as a spiritual practice from our childhoods. I grew up with music lessons, singing in choirs. Actually, my mother was the director of music at our church, and performing in a band when I was in my teens. I've always loved singing along to the radio, and these days to music streaming platforms. If I hear a new song I like, I will track it down and add it to my playlist.
Music has also been a big part of my life. I started learning classical guitar at the age of 9. I grew up Catholic, and I led the weekly folk mass in our small Florida town throughout high school, and then led music for various faith communities throughout university and after. When I lived in Seattle, I was part of a women's goddess choir. We had a tour singing concerts at sacred sites throughout England, including Stonehenge, which was amazing. And just like Lisa, I enjoyed singing to the radio too. But I was always playing with how to create various harmonies to whatever melody I was hearing. And I bring that same interest to the house band.
So, where did the house band come from? Seeds were planted for me when I participated in leadership training with Reverend Linda Thompson from the Canadian Unitarian Council, also known as the CUC, where she taught us that the act of singing together, regardless of how good you are, can be a rewarding spiritual practice. She strongly encouraged people in groups of all sizes to sing together whenever they had the chance. Because of this, when I was the board president here for FirstU during the pandemic, I started introducing contemporary music videos into our online meetings on Zoom so that people could sing along. This happened at board meetings, and some of you may remember this happened at AGMs, which were on Zoom. Many of our members mentioned to me that they were enjoying being able to sing along, even though they were just at home. As well, in the CUC's 8th Principle training sessions, they offered education on how to introduce diverse and contemporary music into your congregation.
Guy Belperche, Lisa, and I had participated in singing and playing at the Christmas Carol services at FirstU for several years. Then, when FirstU was in between music directors, I organized and led music in our worship services for several months. As well, Lisa and I took some vacations together, and we realized we had common interests when it came to music. We both liked the idea of giving congregants even more opportunities to sing during our Sunday services. So during this time period, Guy, Lisa, and I had offered to sing contemporary songs for Sunday services a few times once the church reopened. When Reverend Eric was new to our congregation, he made the comment, "I didn't know we had a house band," and the name stuck. Then in May 2023, the house band, the group that was coming together as a house band, performed at the National AGM for the Canadian Unitarian Council, which happened to be in Ottawa at Algonquin College. That's just this last year, 2023. We organized the open mic night and led everyone in a sing-along of the songs of Gordon Lightfoot, who had just passed away a few weeks earlier. It was at this time that Guy, Lisa, and I talked about taking the house band to the next level.
So we developed, and Guy isn't here today, that's why he's not up here with us, but he's definitely one of our co-conspirators. And we had several goals with the house band. The first one is to encourage more people to enjoy singing as a spiritual practice, especially people who aren't able to participate in our choirs for one reason or another, but also some younger folks, to encourage them to enjoy singing. The second reason was to create a space for musicians to perform in our Sunday services. And the third purpose was to introduce alternative and diverse music to our Sunday services. The house band is not a choir. It is a collaborative group. It is a pickup band that learns songs quickly and informally. You can sign up for one performance, or you can come to many. Our number one goal is to have fun, both for those in the house band and for those in the audience singing along. So we're now going to ask the house band to come on up to sing a song. We were actually invited by Lisa to sing the song "Let the Mystery Be" because we sang it before, probably about 5 or 6 months ago, and everybody thought it was a really good, fun song to introduce to everybody. So feel free to join us if you feel the urge.
Some say you rest in the arms of the Savior if in sinful ways you lie. Some say that they're coming back in a garden, bunch of carrots and little sweet peas. Think I'll just let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. no one knows for certain, so it's all the same to me. Think I'll just let the mystery be. La 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 la. Some say they're going to a place called glory, and I ain't saying that ain't a fact. But I've heard that I'm on the road to purgatory, and I don't like the sound of that. And I believe in love, and I live my life accordingly. But I choose to let the mystery be. Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody is worried about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. But no one knows for certain, so it's all the same to me. Think I'll just let the mystery be. Think I'll just let the mystery be.
Thank you, Lisa, Mariella, and the house band for that beautiful song. I omitted to introduce myself. For anybody here who doesn't know me, I'm Lisa Boulay, and our music director, Jenn, and I are co-leading this service today. I have a little book that I would like to share with you about Glenn Gould. It's called As Glenn as Can Be. It is written by Sarah Ellis and illustrated by Nancy Vu. Glenn is a boy who knows what he likes. Glenn likes boats. He roars around the lake singing at the top of his lungs, one hand on the tiller and one hand conducting an orchestra he hears in his head. Glenn likes boats, but he does not like fishing. He feels sorry for the fish. Glenn likes fun. He likes puns and pranks, funny hats and funny voices, and pretending to play duets with his dog. He sings to the cows in the field and the elephants in the zoo. Glenn likes fun, but he does not like bullying. If somebody starts to make fun of somebody else, he refuses to join in. Glenn likes nature. Trees in the mist, trees covered with snow, trees making shadows, but he does not like being cold. He likes to be bundled up. He wears a coat, scarf, cap, and gloves, even in the summer, even when he goes to the beach. Glenn likes the company of animals. He loves his dog, Nicky, his rabbits, his goldfish, his budgie, and his skunk. But he finds people more difficult, especially in groups. He does not like parties. Glenn likes reading and learning. He likes his brain to be busy. He can doodle, talk, listen to the radio, and memorize music all at the same time. But he does not like school. School is boring, and the other kids say he's weird. Glenn likes rules, the rules of games and puzzles, the way that math works, the patterns in music. But he does not like rules that squash him. His parents make a rule that he can only practice piano 4 hours a day. Glenn hates this rule because he likes the piano. No, Glenn loves to play the piano. He loves it more than anything. It's as exciting as fast boating. It's as fun as solving a really hard puzzle. It's a way of saying what he wants to say without using words. Playing the piano is when Glenn gets to be totally and completely Glenn. People like to listen to Glenn play. No, they love to listen to Glenn play. Glenn's music makes them feel big feelings, sad or happy, loved or lonely, quiet or full of beans. In New York and Moscow, in Toronto and Tel Aviv, in Leningrad and Los Angeles, they flock to his concerts. They say fabulous and amazing, and they wonder if he's a genius space alien. They cheer him in the streets. But after a while, Glenn does not like giving concerts. Sometimes the concert hall is too cold. Sometimes he doesn't like the piano. Sometimes he doesn't feel well. And people are a problem. They cough and sneeze and blow their noses. Germs. They whisper and crinkle the paper from their candies. Noise. And then they applaud. No, Glenn does not like applause. He would like people to sit in silence after the music is finished. But nobody wants to sit in silence. They want to clap their hands and stamp their feet and yell, "Bravo." What can Glenn do? Finally, he finds the answer. In an empty concert hall, Glenn makes music for an audience that isn't there. In that hall, Glenn plays the music over and over and over. Then he listens to the recording and makes changes. Not too fast, not too slow, not too loud, not too quiet, not too jumpy, and not too smooth. There's nobody to please but himself. He plays all night. He plays until every note is just so. This is his perfect place. No buts about it. Right at this moment, somebody is listening to Glenn play the piano, running, resting, reading, waiting, working, burping the baby, staring at the stars. Somebody, somewhere, is loving the music of a boy who found a way to be completely himself, as Glenn as can be. The end.
I would ask the house band to come up and be ready. No, just come up. Get in place.
Surprise.
Surprise. Don't you love surprises? I love surprises. So each week we pause in our time together in recognition of both the joy and sorrow in our lives and across the globe. We honor our celebrations and challenges by placing a stone in a bowl of water. As the ripples extend outward, we can imagine them continuing out beyond this small bowl, out through and past our pews, out into the larger community of all. I'd ask Lisa to give me a hand. Lisa, not that Lisa, the other Lisa.
Where'd you go? Right.
Lisa Boulay, thank you. So, Lisa, would you put in a stone of sorrow for David Black on the passing of his granddaughter, Jocelyn? And our thoughts are with David and his family. And there is a caring card at the back. We'd like you all to sign. And then we'd like a stone of joy for Reverend Eric, who is not here today, but he is celebrating a very special birthday. Do you all know what birthday that is? 6-0. So, Reverend Eric, if you're out there watching, or wherever you are, I know you're going to be watching sometime, preferably right now, but if not, the house band would like to lead us in a rousing rendition of Happy Birthday, Reverend Eric. So if you'd like to stand and put yourself right into it, that would be lovely.
And this will be the cha-cha-cha version of Happy Birthday.
I should say that. This is Happy Birthday in the, what Lisa Boulay calls the house band manner.
Happy birthday to you, cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you, cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday, Reverend Aaron. Happy birthday to you, cha-cha-cha.
Thank you, everyone. So Reverend Eric, there's our wishes going out to you. Now, I'd like everybody to take a deep breath after Mariella picks up her guitar. And quietly come up. We invite you now to come forward in silence to put a stone, in the bowls of water. And I'd ask Lisa to put one final stone for the many thoughts, joys, and sorrows that are still in our hearts. And I mentioned the caring cards. We have 2 caring cards at the back of the hall for us to sign. Even if you don't know these people, this is a way for us to extend our care on behalf of those who gave so much of their hearts to this community and still do so, and in Reverend Eric's case, who is such an integral part of this congregation. I now ask you to invite you into a time of stillness and reflection. This will be followed by Jenn bringing us back with music. I'd like to introduce our guest speakers. Jenn Berntson is a conductor based on Algonquin and Anishinaabe territory, Ottawa, Ontario, who is passionate about using choral music to build community and craft meaning musical experiences. She is a director of music at the First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa, as well as the founder and artistic director of Aela Choir. Jenn also loves working with children's choirs, and I've been hoping maybe at some point we might have a children's choir. Just a suggestion. And she was previously artistic director of the Ottawa Children's Choir. She holds a Bachelor of Music and Voice from Mount Allison University and a Master of Arts in Music and Culture from Carleton University, where she researched collective music making as an expression of protest. Outside of rehearsal, she is a coffee drinker, a science fiction fantasy enthusiast, and mother to a charming toddler and energetic kindergartner. Lisa Boulay has been a member of FirstU since 2018. She is one of our congregation's lay chaplains and does a lot of traveling to give workshops on this. She travels to Sault Ste. Marie quite a bit and so on, so she does a lot of work. And she's also one of our beloved worship associates. In 2019, Lisa joined the summer choir, and she is a tenor in the Chalice Choir. Music and singing has and continues to be one of the ways that she connects with Creator. Now I'd like to do a reading, and this is a very interesting reading. Well, they always are, but this one's particularly nice. In his book, Akenfield, Portrait of an English Village, Ronald Blythe records the life stories of the inhabitants of a tiny, population 298, we have more than that in our Unitarian church here, tiny East Anglian village in Suffolk County, England. The names of the village and villages have been changed, but the harshness, isolation, and beauty of their lives shine through their memories and observations. 74-year-old Davy remembers that 20 men and boys scythed to corn and sang as they went. What was the song, Blythe asks. Oh, never mind the song, it was the singing that counted, came the reply. Fred Mitchell, an 85-year-old horseman or plowman, recalls his difficult childhood. I never did any playing in all my life. There was nothing in my childhood, only work. I never had pleasure. One day a year, I went to Felix Stowe along with the chapel women and children, and that was my pleasure. Oh, but I have forgotten one thing, the singing. There was such a lot of singing in the villages then, and this was my pleasure too. Boys sang in the fields, and at night we all met at the forge and sang. The chapels were full of singing. When the first world came, it was singing, singing all the time. So I lie. I've had pleasure. I have had singing. And now some reflections from Lisa and then Jenn.
Thank you, Mary. Good morning, everyone. I have had singing. When Jenn and I started planning this service, she sent me the reading that Mary has just shared. This phrase, I have had singing, really struck a chord in me, pardon the pun. It gave me pause to reflect on how music and singing has been a constant in my life and in my spiritual exploration and growth. That a large part of my spiritual/human journey has been about finding my voice and my own connection with Creator. How true the words of Khalil Gibran: music is the language of the spirit. It opens the secret of life, bringing peace and abolishing strife. Growing up in a home where feelings were not allowed, let alone talked about, music and singing helped me make sense of my emotions, especially the big ones. Singing calmed my anger, soothed my sadness, comforted my fear, enhanced my joy and happiness. As Victor Hugo said, music expresses that which cannot be put into words and cannot remain silent. I reflected on times when music and/or singing has been pivotal to my growth, especially spiritually. For instance, when I was 8 years old, I received a most serendipitous gift: my first record player and a huge stack of 45s. Most of us here, I think, will know what I mean by 45s. Excellent. My family had just moved to a new base, and the family who had lived in the house before us had left a small record player and a stack of 45s, and my parents asked me if I wanted them for my room, probably to free up the stereo in the living room because I was always playing their records. I responded with an excited yes, and me and my record player became inseparable. I literally took it everywhere I went because I had to have music. I remembered my first concert. Peter Frampton opened for Supertramp. The first opera I saw, The Barber of Seville. The first musical I saw at the National Arts Center, A Chorus Line. And all gave me, I remembered I had goosebump moments with all of that, and a sense that the human voice is the most amazing musical instrument. Or the time my brother, Mark, made 2 mixed cassette tapes for me to take as I backpacked around Europe, and my heart melted with love for him. And I felt he was with me during the whole trip. Tears. And the time when my then 18-month-old son, Matthew, insisted that I was the only one who could sing him to sleep at night. Or the time that a song gave me the courage to leave an unfulfilling job and change the course from simply having a career to fulfilling my calling. Isn't it interesting that as a psychotherapist, the work was all about supporting individuals to find their voices and express their true feelings? As Mama Cass sang, you gotta make your own kind of music. You gotta sing your own special song. Or the time that a client burned a CD for me filled with songs of thanks and gratitude. Lots of tears there. Or the time that my mentor, Anina, burned a CD for me with multiple versions of my favorite song, Ave Maria. More tears. And the time I attended my first powwow, and the drumming and singing filled me with humility and reverence, and there was full-on sobbing. Or the time when I was on a spiritual retreat, when each participant was gifted with a song as the retreat ended, and my song was OCM by musician, composer, and activist Susan Aglukark. OCM means joyful greeting in Inuktitut. OCM, we are all family. OCM, we're all the same. OCM, the fire of freedom. Dance in the burning flame. I then went on and learned to chant. Became a yoga practitioner, and chanting was a big part of that. And at a yoga retreat, I remember chanting with 700 other people outdoors as the sun rose, and I was filled with so much joy. and the first time I sang Spirit of Life here in this room, and I knew I had found my spiritual home. And then in the summer of 2019, when I took a deep breath and joined the summer choir, and I found out I was a tenor, and have since been a member of the chalice choir, and oh, what a wonderful adventure that has been. I have indeed had singing. Now, I could view all of these experiences as random events in my life, but I choose to connect the dots and see them as a constellation of messages and grace from Creator that guide my path to live and be my best self. I see them as a kind of love language from my soul. Music and singing have been and continue to be one of the primary ways that I explore and deepen my spirituality, and I'm filled with wonder, gratitude, and yes, tears. Let me end my reflection here and turn things over to Jenn with a quote from the great Ella Fitzgerald. "The only thing better than singing is more singing." Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. I'd like to invite some helpers up for the beginning of my reflection. So if you can make your way to the front. And Julia, if you'd like to put up the words to meditation on breathing, that would be very appreciated. Before we begin, I want to invite you to take a moment to breathe. Take one big breath together. This time, I want you to experiment with breathing and counting to 4, breathing out and counting to 8. So we'll breathe in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to invite you to join me in breathing and singing together. Meditation on breathing, beginning with the drone part, which will sound like this. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. When we sing, we breathe in deeply and we breathe out slowly. When you do this, you're reducing your blood pressure and lowering your heart rate. You're increasing how much oxygen is in your blood. You're releasing endorphins, which can help raise your pain threshold. These things are true of professional singers, but also shower singers, car singers. Across children and adults, singing is linked to improved mental health. Levels of the stress hormone cortisol have been consistently shown to drop in people after time spent singing. Singing can be a wonderful way to lower your feelings of stress, anxiety, and feel more relaxed. So I invite you to join me again in meditation on breathing, perhaps adding the melody next to your neighbor's drone. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. Singing exists across cultures. There are anthropologists who believe that humans sang before they talked. It has been shown to enhance our social connection and our empathy. We use singing to create and express group solidarity, from national anthems to protest songs. When a group of people sing together, their heart rates actually synchronize over time. We sing to our children and our loved ones, lullabies, nursery rhymes, love songs. We celebrate our birthdays with song. We use it to express the inexpressible, grief, prayer, joy. Across time and religions and cultures, it is a tool used to connect with the idea of the soul and to bring people together. So I invite you to sing with me again, any part you would like to meditation on breathing, and maybe take a moment to imagine that through this act of singing together, you are connected to everyone in this room, breathing together, your hearts beating together. When I breathe in, I breathe in, I breathe in. When I breathe out, I breathe out loud. When I breathe in, I breathe Singing is basically breathing. A song is essentially a long, drawn-out, very well-controlled exhale. And our breath is strongly connected to our sense of being. In fact, the root of the English word spirit comes from the Latin spiritus, which means breath. So if song is breath and breath is spirit, it makes sense for so many people. Singing is an act of great spirituality. Music, we know, and we've heard from Lisa and others, we know it has the power to create transformative moments in our lives. And as someone who does music every day for work and for pleasure, I feel lucky my life has had many of these little moments of transformation and connection. Today I want to take you back to one such moment. In this moment, I am in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, at the 20th anniversary reunion of the Saskatoon Children's Choir. I'm singing with an alumni choir that is performing with the current choir at the reunion. I have spent a magical weekend rehearsing, spending time with dear childhood friends, and singing my heart out. And we're about to perform in the concert one of my favorite pieces, Eternity, by Danish composer Michael Bogeson. The text describes someone walking on a beach and finding a stone rolled smooth by the ocean waves, and pocketing that stone as a small, beautiful reminder of eternity. There are a number of beautiful, soaring solos sung over the melody in this song, and for the reunion, anyone who has ever sung one of those solos with the children's choir has been invited to sing them together. I had done one of those solos back in the day, so today I'm singing it again in a little trio. I was only 8 when the Saskatoon Children's Choir was founded, so I'm the oldest singer. On my right side is someone who had been a child, just starting in the choir when I had aged out of it, and she's now a university student. On my left is a little girl currently singing with the choir, who I've never met before. I'm not particularly known for my stoicism, as I'm sure our choir members are laughing at me. I had made it through rehearsal of this beautiful song in one piece, but here and now in the concert, the beauty of the music is so moving that I am tearing up. My voice cracks audibly. And then I feel someone's hand reach out to me. The little girl beside me turns and looks at me, smiling while she sings, and she takes my hand. And a moment later, the university student on my right takes my other hand. And we stand there, 3 people who barely know each other, holding hands, joined together by this immensely beautiful and powerful experience of music. It may not surprise you to know that this didn't help. And I ended the performance just full on weeping. But this little gesture of love has always stayed with me as an example of the incredible power of collective singing, a power that can connect virtual strangers at different stages of their life and make them reach out to each other in compassion and in love. If we let it, singing with other people can teach us so many things about how to be in a loving community with other people. It teaches us about listening. There are always moments in choir where it's more important to be listening to the other voices around you than it is for you to be the loudest or the strongest one. It teaches us how to be open with others. Singing is an act of great vulnerability. And being vulnerable with other people brings you so much closer to them. It teaches us about self-love and empowerment, because I do want to acknowledge that it can be a challenging journey to learn to embrace and love your own voice. But for many people, singing with others is an important part of that journey. You may come to the realization that the imperfections which seem big when you are singing alone are small when you are surrounded by other voices. Ultimately, the message I want to leave you with is that being in community with other people changes you, and singing with other people changes you. And I really do believe that when we sing, we carry everyone who's a part of our voice and our story with us. And when you hear me sing, you also hear that little girl who held my hand. You hear all the other voices that have shaped mine and been a part of my journey. And when I listen to our choirs sing and our congregations sing, which is such a deep privilege and honor, I believe I hear the voices that have helped shape yours, who are a part of First Year's legacy and history and journey. Just like the stone pocketed by someone walking on a beach, the song describes, music can be our little piece of eternity. Thank you. Please join me in singing Blue Boat Home, 1064 in the Teal hymnal, which I chose today because the rolling of the ocean that you kind of hear in the piano part and the voices reminds me just a little bit of the song Eternity. So. And yes, rise in body or in spirit and sing with your whole body.
Standing on the
Thank you to all the musicians and singers and you, the congregation, for joining in and just having a good time on this Music Sunday. So I invite the greeters to come forward with the offering baskets. This congregation has a long history of care, vitality, and bringing people together to move the arc of justice forward. We have been able to live into our hopes and dreams because of the generosity of those within and beyond this community. Whether you are here in Worship Hall or anywhere else, you are part of this community. To make a gift in support of the work of this congregation, you don't need to use the baskets that are now beginning to make their way among our pews. Wherever you are invited to go to our website or contact our finance manager to find out how to make a donation or keep up with your pledge. Our gifts are freely given and gratefully received. We dedicate these gifts to the work of this community of faith, serving human wholeness, caring for the planet, upholding religious freedom, welcoming the stranger, loving one another. And then I believe we have another hymn, a combination one, which Jenn will lead us in.
Okay, so this is a combination of This Little Light of Mine and Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. You should see the words up on the screen there. You may remember it was a sing-along prelude a few months back. We'll start today. We'll sing Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. We'll sing then This Little Light of Mine. And then we'll sing both at the same time, and it will be amazing. Okay, so Glory, Glory, Hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Glory, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, hallelujah, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down. Since I laid my burden down.
Maybe I'll ask Jenn to come and extinguish the chalice. Would you like to come and extinguish the chalice for us?
Wait, sorry, what did you?
Would you like to come? I'm sorry, there's been a miscommunication. All right. You will do it after. It says right here in my script, just so you know. However, you know, they change things. That's okay. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead with what I'm supposed to say. So, settle back. We're almost done. Before we begin to close this time of worship and reflection, a reminder that coffee hour will begin in Fellowship Hall immediately after this service. If you are new here, and let me just see, we do have, or still feel new, or simply welcome conversation today, please pick up a green mug, maybe this green or a different green, but a green mug, as you enter Fellowship Hall. Doing so will help others looking forward to good conversation find you. Also, leafy greens, courtesy of the good folks of Ajashki, are available for those who would like some from the grow towers in the old volunteer room over there near Fellowship Hall. And now Lisa will do something and I guess extinguish the chalice.
Thank you, Mary. And I really want to extend a word of thanks to the house band, to Mary as our worship associate, and to the lovely Jenn, our music director, who just continues to delight with song. So for our closing words, we have a little video for you from members of the BC Choral Federation. Fingers crossed that it works. If not, I've got something prepared in my back pocket. Okay. Thank you, Julie.
Singing together is important. It's important because it brings us together, makes community, and it helps the community stay healthy and happy.
Thanks, Julia. Our chalice is extinguished this morning. Oh, I'm reverberating.
We have echoes.
But may the spark of our connection and our faith remain. And as we've done for many, many years, please rise and join us in singing Spirit of Life in the house band manner.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart, and the stirrings of the passion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the air, living life in shape of justice.
For the benediction, I'd like to read you from Matins by John O'Donohue. Let us live this day, compassionate of heart, clear in word, gracious in awareness, courageous in thought, generous in love. Let us all go in peace.
Good job.